Minasan konnichiwa, this is Braveheart, and winter break is finally here, so I should have the majority of the month to myself, hopefully. So today I thought I should do something a little special for you all. I know that I haven't really covered this topic yet within my Vesperia LP, but I just figured I want to get it out of the way as soon as possible. I'm pretty sure that some of you are curious about the DLC costumes for the PS3 version of Vesperia. Now, given that the PS3 version only came out in Japan, the DLC is impossible to get with a US PSN account. So today, I'm going to be showing you on how you can set up a Japanese PSN account. It's not really that hard if you know what you're doing, but translating is kind of the tricky part. But as you can see, I already set up my Japanese account not long ago, so we should be good. Now, for those of you who are huge import gamers, you came to the right place, because this will most definitely help you out in the long run. So, let's begin. Now, first and foremost, if you already have a user with an account on it, you will want to create a new user. To do that, we just go over here and we select Create New User. And from here, you can name that user whatever you wish. But I already have an empty user, so we're going to go ahead and log in with that. Now you're going to want to go to the PSN column and click Sign Up. And then once you get to this screen, you just click Create New Account and Continue. Then the next thing that you're going to want to do is set the region over to Japan. Now, this is where this gets a little challenging, because the minute that you set the region over to Japan, it automatically sets the language to Japanese as well. But not to worry, I'll hold your hand throughout this. Now, what you're going to want, then you're going to want to put in your birth date. This is the year, this is the month, and this is the day. Then every time you finish a page, you just select the button that is on the right of the other two at the bottom to proceed. After that, you will want to agree to the licensing agreement, like you usually do when you want to use a licensed software or something. So, agree. And then you're going to want to put in your email address. Now keep in mind, you can't use your same email address that you're using for another PSN account. So if that's the only email address that you're using, you're going to have to create another one. And then after that, you're going to want to put in your password. Now, it has to be at least 8 letters long, and it needs to have at least one number. And after that, in the third box, you just you need to type in the same you need to type in the same password that you previously typed in, and it needs to be the same exact password. And keep in mind, it's case sensitive. So yeah. And then this checkbox is an option for if you want to save the password. And so that's just in case if you don't want to keep having to type in the password every time you want to log in. So it can be a good idea to check that if you're the only person in your apartment or something. Yeah, you get the point. Any case, moving on. Now, this next part is kind of a trick. Last time I did this, it took me a few hours to complete it. This page requires you to think of a name for your PSN ID. Sounds easy, right? Nope, it's not. The very thing that's hard about it is that it needs to be a name that nobody in the world has ever used. This kind of ID is used not only for your account, but also for when you chat with friends, play MMOs, etc. The name also needs to be about 3 to 16 letters long, if I recall correctly. You basically need to type in every name that you can think of until you find one that hasn't been used. However, I don't really have the kind of patience to go through with this, so what I'm basically going to do is just type in some random non-existent letters into it. And just so I can move on to the next page. Now, I wouldn't really recommend doing what I just did. This that was just a demonstration. Keep in mind, like your password, it needs to be a name that you'll remember. Because both the name and the password will come in good handy for logging in into the same account for when you move on to other PlayStation consoles in the future. I'm sure there is a way to change your name and password, but I haven't once done it, so you may need to watch another video about that. Next. And then you're going to want to type in your last name, then your first name, and then you're going to want to select your gender. The top option is male, and the bottom option is female. Oh yeah, keep in mind. Another thing that you can do is that if it comes up with Japanese letters, you can actually change the to English letters by using the select button. So very handy. Then next, you are required to put in your address. The top box that is currently selected is where you can put in your zip code. And you see that orange button beside it? If you put in the zip code first and then use that button, it will automatically define the address. So you shouldn't need to worry too much about it. What I basically did was look up a list of Japanese zip codes on the internet and randomly picked one. Now, this box right here is basically defines what prefecture that you're in. If you're not familiar with prefectures, just think of how North America is divided into the 50 states. Japan is also divided into different areas as well. They're just referred to as prefectures, except I believe they operate a little differently. I'm hoping I got that right, but I wouldn't know. I've never really been to Japan before. Next box is the city that you are in. The next is the street address, second street address, and then your apartment name or your apartment number if you prefer. But again, I would just recommend looking up a list of Japanese zip codes on the internet. It will make things a lot easier. Then on this next page, you are given a checkbox asking if you want information and newsletters about the Japanese PSN sent to your email address. I wouldn't bother checking this because unless you can read Japanese, you probably wouldn't be able to read them anyway. Next. Then finally, before creating the account, you should review your information just to be sure you have everything right. Then once you feel like everything is right, you just scroll down and hit the next button, and then you should now have a Japanese PSN account. But of course, I'm not going to create another one because I already have one. So let's go back to the browser and log into the account that I already have. Okay, so now we're on the Japanese PlayStation Store, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of a rundown of how this works. If you have already used the PlayStation Store within your region, I'm sure that you can grasp the idea. Now, I can't really go into a whole lot of detail about this, given that I'm still relatively new to Japanese, to be quite honest, but I'll at least show you one good way that you can use to search for games and other things. Now, the internet is your best friend here. You can just search up whatever game that you're looking for, and go to the search bar, and then you can pretty much just type in the name of the game. Now, if you're looking for DLC, on the other hand, you can use either the internet or you can type in the kanji that is on the side of the game case. So let me go ahead and get my copy of Vesperia real quick. There we go, and let's go ahead and switch into kanji and type in Tales of. Let's see here. There we go. And then as soon as you search it, it gets a whole bunch of random results here. So you kind of have to scroll down until you find what you're looking for. but you're bound to find it eventually, so don't you worry too much about that. Oh look, there's Tales of Hearts R. Yep, so as you can see, we're kind of getting close. At least I hope. Alright, there it is. So, yeah, like I said, it does take a bit of searching. I'm pretty sure there are ways to filter it, to filter your searches, but yeah. But of course, let's go ahead and take a look. And of course, from here, as we can see, we have a lot of DLC here. So yeah, the costumes don't really cost a whole lot of yen, apart from this one. And of course, there's Estelle's Royal Heart costume. Only thing is only thing I have against this is that Vesperia itself can't be downloaded from the PlayStation Network. For whatever reason, I do not know, but, well, maybe they're just waiting for copies to sell out in Japan or something, but who knows. So, until then, you're pretty much going to have to, like, purchase an actual hard copy. Now, the main problem when it comes to purchasing things from the Japanese PSN is getting the right currency. They will not accept US dollars, or US credit cards for that matter. If you live in Japan, it's not that much of a problem to obtain yen, but for other countries, that can be a bit tricky. But the good news is that there is a way to get past this. But to do that, we need to transition over to my computer, so I will meet you there in a moment. Okay, so now we're on my computer. We are going to want to go to Google. Or you can use Bing, whichever search engine you use. It doesn't really matter. And then let's go ahead and search Play Asia. Then just click the first link. Play Asia is a good site, by the way, for any of you who are searching for Japanese import items. Then let's search up Japanese PSN cards. Then let's just go ahead and scroll down, and they should be all there. Now, all you really need is a credit card just to purchase them. Now, here's another quick tip. If you already have an account set up on Play Asia, and if the card is digital, they should send you the code automatically after you purchase it, so you don't really need to wait until it arrives in the mail. But the only downside about it is that Japanese PSN cards are very expensive, as you can probably tell. Like, here's one here for about $104, which is just ridiculous. But then again, they do have to import them, so yeah. Now, if you don't already have an account set up on Play Asia, I would definitely recommend setting one up, so that could help you out. Now, but I did hear rumors that there might be another way to set up another way to add currency to your Japanese PSN account by converting your money with PayPal or something, but I don't really think it works. But correct me if I'm wrong. In any case, after you get the code for the PSN card that you need, you're going to want to transition back over to your PS3, so I will meet you there momentarily. Alright, now we're back at the PS3 browser. You are going to want to go to the PSN column, then select Account Management, then go to Redeem Codes, which I'm on. Then after that, you basically just type in the code that was on the PSN card into those three boxes, and then hit submit, and then you're pretty much good to go. You then have money added to your PSN account. And those are pretty much the basics of setting up and managing a Japanese PSN account. I hope you found this video helpful. If you help, if you feel like I left something related to this video unanswered, feel free to ask me your question in the comments, and I will do my best to answer it if I can. But if I can't, I'm sorry. But keep in mind, I'm still relatively new to Japanese, and I'm learning a little as I go along. But thanks for watching. Until next time, this is Braveheart, Godspeed, and sayonara, everyone. I will see you guys later.